Maybe the reason you feel lonely isn't because you're actually alone and no one's around you. Maybe it's because the person everyone's talking to isn't actually you.
That's right.
Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be tackling something that everyone talks about nowadays through this whole loneliness crisis that our generation is in. And that's, I have a lot of friends, I know a lot of people, I go to the office all the time, I talk to everyone, yet I still feel extremely alone. And I don't know what to do about it. And those are the people that are emotionally intelligent enough to be able to admit the fact that they're actually alone, to be able to feel that loneliness and not shut it down immediately and pretend like it's just because they're sober or because they aren't distracted enough or because they're not working hard enough. Whatever your dopamine hole is that you're trying to fill. The people that can actually admit that, hey, I feel lonely even though there's all these people around me, that's who this video is for. And everybody else, if you can admit it to yourself. Now, the loneliness epidemic is very real. I can sit here and spit so many statistics at you, but you've heard it all. That's why you're here. You know that Gen Z is the most lonely generation ever, that generations beforehand said that they hung out with their friends or family 180% more than us. Whatever it is, you've heard it all. You know that it's real, and you know that it's a big problem. It's not just the male loneliness problem, it's the everyone loneliness problem. Now, being alone and feeling lonely are very different. None of us are really alone. We have people around us. If you have a job, unless you work remote, if you have a family, if you have a bunch of people around you, you're not actually alone. You still talk to these people on a day-to-day basis, otherwise you'd go fucking crazy. But maybe you still don't feel like any of this is fulfilling. These relationships aren't really filling the way and making you feel the way that maybe friendships in high school or in middle school or when you were a child made you feel. Now, obviously we know that humans have a need to be seen, a need to be heard, and a need to be understood. Now, these three are imperative when it comes to feeling alone. And I think you know that it's not about the quantity of people around you. It's about the quality of these connections that you have. You can have 1 million Instagram followers, hundreds of great friends, and still go home and feel really lonely. And social media kind of makes this worse because you look at yourself and you send memes to everyone, you talk to so many people all the time, but they're very surface level friendships and connections. It's very different than genuine interactions. Maybe even at work or when you hang out with your friends, you have these conversations and everything in person, but small talk and hanging out aren't really enough, especially to actually be seen and understood and empathized with. So then why aren't you feeling really fulfilled with these conversation and interactions? Well, one of the big reasons might be that you're actually performing. You are not being fully yourself. And there's a few reasons for that. One of the most obvious ones is an abusive friendship or relationship. When you feel unsafe to be yourself because of judgment, because of abuse, because someone will make you feel horrible about it, then you start performing and you slowly hide yourself. And so as this relationship goes on and more you perform, the more you feel like you can't be yourself, and therefore the more lonely you feel, especially the more you interact with this person. Another reason, which is very common, and I'm sure you figured it out by now, is insecurities. You don't feel like being yourself because you feel like yourself is not enough. You feel like who you're hanging out with is super awesome and you're not at that level. And so you're kind of hiding who you are or putting on an act to seem like cooler or more nonchalant or whatever it is than you actually are. And I understand the insecurity angle. Everyone's insecure about something at the end of the day, but still, you're putting on a performance and you're not being yourself, and therefore you're going to end up feeling more lonely than usual. And then lastly, conditional relationships. I am only friends with this person because you can't be yourself. Maybe it's political, maybe it's religion, whatever it is, you put a condition on your relationship and then you can't really be yourself because that condition is kind of bullshit for you. So you kind of hide and you feel unsafe to really be yourself. And these are examples for that exact thing, that you feel unsafe to display who you actually are and what you're actually all about. So these things usually happen. Also, we know that loneliness activates the same parts of the brain as physical pain. It's a literal signal in your brain that something's wrong. It's not weakness. It's not a character flaw. It just is a signal that something needs to change. We are incredibly social creatures. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. The worst thing that someone can do to you in a prison while you're surrounded by murderers and psychopaths and all kinds of horrific, scary people is to put you in solitary confinement, aka leave you alone. You are such a social creature, even though you might say, oh, I'm a lone wolf or whatever, fuck. That's not true. The worst thing they can do in a box full of murderers is to put you in a box that separates you from everyone for a while. It's the most inhumane thing. Solitary confinement is horrific, and it's because you were made for socializing. The white of your eye is so that other people can know where you're looking. It's for socializing. It's for being in tribes and in groups. That's how humans evolved. It's cooperation is in our nature. That's why we have oxytocin and we bond with people so heavily. It's a signal. It's not a flaw. It's just telling you, hey, the quality of these relationships that you have is not there yet. And don't worry, you're not alone and you can fix it pretty easily. But it's risky. And that's probably why you haven't done it yet. Because maybe in the past, you've gotten hurt, whether it was a romantic relationship or it was a really close friendship, whatever it was, you were vulnerable. Someone knew something about you that you weren't really happy about to share with other people. And then they betrayed you in some way, and now you're a lone wolf. So, as I said, one of the fixes are honesty, vulnerability, and depth. And it's the golden rule. Like, if you want to feel like you're in a fulfilling friendship and relationship, you're going to have to be vulnerable and you're going to have to trust the other person. And they will also have to trust you. It goes the same way. If they don't share, they're just going to feel lonely as well. So friendships and relationships are based on trust. And the deeper it gets, the more vulnerable you are, the more things they know about you, the more trust there is. And therefore, the better the bond. Emotional risk is needed for a fulfilling relationship. That's just it. That's just the rule of it. I'm sorry. You can't be a lone wolf, and you can't not be fully yourself if you want to not feel lonely. That's just it. You have to display who you are with all your flaws, and your flaws humanize you. Your vulnerabilities make you more likable in general. Keep that in mind, especially to healthy people. If you're vulnerable towards someone kind of shitty and then they turn around and stab you in the back, then you didn't really need them in your life. That's a good thing. They're out of your life now. It's over. You're good. It is emotional risk, and they can't hurt you. But if they do, that's a really good indication that you shouldn't have been friends with them in the first place. So thanks for doing that. So I know now. Another thing that I keep pushing on this channel all the time, might be the slogan, is intentionality in friendships. Be intentional. Whether you want to keep being friends with someone or you want to dial it back and stop being friends with someone because of various reasons, be intentional about it. Know that, okay, I have to put effort in. I have to set up hangouts. I have to reach out to this person, ask how they are, call them, pretend like it's the 90s. God, I miss phone calls. My friends are good at this. They call me out of nowhere. And it's always amazing. It's a little friction when I see someone's calling me. It's like, it's a call. I'm gonna have to like pause my video or whatever and answer this. I'm gonna have to pause my life, and there's friction. You know what I'm talking about. But I do it because I love the person, of course. I'd rather hear their voice than not. And always at the end of the call, I'm so happy that I talked to the person. And you will be too, especially if they give you energy, if they're a good friend, and you're trying to grow that friendship, which is what we're all about on this channel. Lastly, good news. You're not alone. We're all in this. This is a weird time that we're all experiencing for the first time. This is all of our human experience at the same time. Our generation went through COVID. A lot of the younger Gen Zs as well, they don't have a lot of the social skills that the other generations developed. A lot of them didn't go to prom. A lot of them didn't have that first year bonding week or whatever you guys want to call it, like Frosh Week we called it. Those experiences, building friendships at the very beginning of university, whatever it was, a lot of us missed out on it, and it's shitty. Like, we didn't learn a lot of really valuable social skills. And we're not alone. We're all dying for meaningful friendships and connections. I can see it. I go out to these events, I go out to these dinners, whether it's Time Left or 222 and all these things, and I see that people are looking for it. They want new friends, whether you just moved to a new city or you're just missing out on whatever it is. People are dying for meaningful friendships, and this is it. This is how you get it. You have to take a little bit of risk, emotional risk. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be yourself. You have to be courageous enough to be yourself. A little weirdness that you are, we all have. And you will find your people. Like, everyone shares weirdness with others. The more you share about yourself, especially your insecurities and your vulnerabilities and this and that, the more you filter out the people that whatever don't care about that, and the more you attract the people that would actually be great friends with you. So really try your best. Be vulnerable again, take the risk. It's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. Go out there and make some meaningful friendships. Thank you for watching.